Hey, Shalom Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Brakathum to the brother. Shalom Yahweh Shamar Ilathah by Hashem Yahushai to the sisters. This is the IACP out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. I'm Commander John Yohana. I am Precinct Officer 500 Rock out here in Las Vegas. Just holding down for Las Vegas and SoCal. Brother Precinct Officer, not as I will be here momentarily. So Salaki for that. We're having, I was having a little bit of technical difficulties, so Salaki for the late start. Before we get started, if y'all would just give me a few moments to do some last preparations so that we can get this class started. With that said, if y'all don't mind, make sure that y'all like and share the class. Do your part to get this truth pushed off to the four corners of the earth. You understand? There might be somebody that's online on a news feed that's looking for the truth, that needs the truth. You understand? And that could be, they're out, their way into coming home. You understand? Also, if there's anybody that's online that has any questions, feel free to type them into the chat. All right. I will get to your questions and answer them to the best of my ability scripturally. If I'm unable to do so myself, I will take it to a man mightier than myself and get you the answer to your question. All right, because we are not like the Christian church and the ISUBK. You understand? Where we're going to sit here and tell you things that make you feel good and things that just sound good, or just tell you just to go pray about it. You understand? We actually have answers. You understand? So with that, just give me a few more moments and I'll get y'all, we'll get this class going. As the title does say, today's topic is to be going over adultery, not idolatry, adultery. You understand? We're going to get an understanding of it scripturally, what adultery is. All right. And we're also going to cover not only just what adultery is in in the marriage, but also what adultery is according to the Most High God. You understand? Because there's a spiritual aspect of what adultery is, not just with, you understand, with just, with just marriage. And of course, that's what we're going to be going over today. So again, if there's anybody that's online that has any questions, Baba Gashah, feel free to add them into the chat. And also, never be discouraged about answering a question or, even posting a question. Because the biggest thing, so one thing is for everybody always to keep in mind that the more comments, the more that y'all, more effort that y'all put into the comment section and whatnot, the more it helps our algorithm. You understand? And then two, of course, like when you ignorant and you ask a question, there's no such thing as a stupid question. The only time that there is something, the only time that there is a stupid question is when you asking a question that you already know the answer to. You understand? Like in an instance where one way to describe it is like somebody who, might ask General Hyman if it's okay to smoke weed, right? But then ask that same exact question again to a man under him in rank. You understand? To see if maybe he'll give you a different answer or what have you. But the point is you're just looking for a different answer. You know what the answer is, but you decide to ask it anyways. You understand? That's a stupid question. You wasting time. You understand what I'm saying? Let's see who we got in here, man. Hey, Shalom with the Christ, Trooper Nathan. It's good to see you out. Hey, Shalom, Lord of Christ, sis. Shalom, Yahweh Shamar, Ilathah by Hashem Yahushai. It's good to see you in the classroom, sis. I am giving the troopers just a few more moments. They should be joining into the StreamYard. While we waiting for that, let me get my notes out and get this class going. Like I said, Officer, he'll be here momentarily. It's like it for my tongue twisted. My twisted tongue. So I'll just be holding it down solo until he gets here. Oh, Actually, let me see where he wants me to send that. In the meantime, what we're going to start off at is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 14. I put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me okay, if y'all don't mind. So I'm not sure if there's a lot of background noise or not.
Lord Christ.
Hey, Shalom, Lord of Christ. What's going on with you, warrior? Good to see you.
Most time.
One second. All right. Oh, I didn't kill that one, did I? Let's see. Give me 1 second, y'all. Boom. Okay. All right. So like I said, we're going to start off at the book of Exodus. Doggone it, man. I hate technology. The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 14. All right. So like I said, so we're going to go ahead and get an understanding biblically about what adultery is. All right. But first things first, I think it is very important for us to get an understanding of what the law says about adultery in the first place. You understand? Get that ground foundation about adultery, right? So read it when you got it in the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 14. Baba Kashah.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse number 14. Thou shalt not commit adultery.
Plain and simple, right? Thou shalt not commit adultery. Okay, so we know that according to the law, that adultery is something that we shall not partake in. Okay, so now let's drop that. We're going to go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 22. And this might start off a little bit quick with, us jumping around with scriptures and stuff like that. But then it's going to slow up to where, I'll start actually like explaining things a little bit more into detail. But with that said as well, if anybody has any questions, whether it's on topic or off topic, feel free, post it in the chat, raise your hand, etc. Right? Go ahead and read that when you got it, Babu Kashah.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22.
Hey, Salaki, you sound kind of distant. Like you sound kind of like far away. Like I barely, You could barely hear him too, Tazawar? Yeah.
Con, I could barely hear him too. It sound muffled.
Yeah.
Probably my voice is gone from camp.
No, it sounds like you far away.
What about now?
You might have to lean in a little bit more.
What about now?
That should suffice. Might have to buy you a mic, man. It's all good, though. Go ahead and read that when you got it, Babu Kashah.
Come. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, and verse number 22. If a man be found lying with a woman married to a husband, then they shall both of them die.
You understand? So it's saying both of them shall die. All right? Both shall die. Not just one, not just the other, because they are both found at fault. All right? Read on.
Both the man that lay with the woman and the woman, so shalt thou put away evil from Israel.
So now, it's saying the Most High is telling Moses that, listen, they're both evil for this act, for committing this adultery. Who can tell me why that they are both found at fault? Why is it that both of them, both of their lives are, found at fault? for that act? Go ahead and thought.
Because the woman was married to a man. So because of her knowing that for because she slept with another man, being being married, plus this man knew that she was married, they both had to be put to death for committing adultery.
Exactly. So you knowingly and willfully did something to offend somebody. Not only did you offend the husband of that woman, of that woman, but you also offended the Most High God as well. Because let's be, what did we just read in Exodus? That thou shalt not commit adultery. So there didn't even have to be any explanation as to why or what the rules are to it. It should have been just as simple as thou shalt not commit adultery. You understand? Because do you think that that's what Adam had received when he learned about the laws, when the laws, statutes, when the laws was given to him? Adam didn't look up and read, oh, okay, thou shalt not commit adultery because Deuteronomy 22 and 22. You understand? Deuteronomy 22 and 22 came from Moses. Moses gave us the letter of the law. You understand? Where Adam simply just had that law. You understand? Where he knew, okay, you know what? We're not supposed to sleep with another man's woman. Okay, I mean, who knows why? But I'm not trying to find out because the Most High God told me not to. Told me not to in the first place. When in actuality, that's how all of it was supposed to be in the first place. We were never to know we weren't supposed to ever know the other side of sin. You understand? The Most High wanted us to always be perfect, but of course, things had to play out the way that they had played out, right? So with yeah. So
Salaki,
go ahead.
is my volume better?
That's a little bit, yeah. That's a lot better, I think. So now we got a good basis. The Most High told us not to commit adultery. Then even Moses, let us know what the consequences of committing adultery are. Right? Let's go ahead and drop that and go to the book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 9. Salaki, if I may, can you give me an explanation with scriptures as to what the job of an angel is? Babu Kashah. Okay. So what the job of an angel is, give me 1 second, all right? Oh, whoops. So the first thing I'm going to tell you to do is make sure, Salaki, Psalms 34:7. You can do it from there. First thing what you need to do, you should download. It's called the Blue Letter Bible. So what you can do with this Blue Letter is, and you can hit me up personally on Facebook, on my Facebook Messenger, and I can walk you through how to actually utilize it the way that I'm about to break it down. 7 and 9, that's where it's at. But you can use the Blue Letter Bible to get a translation of these Hebrew words, because angel, you can find angel in Hebrew. All right. So just getting the understanding of what the word angel means or translates to from Hebrew will help you answer your question. Okay. So, for example, I just went into the Blue Letter Bible, pulled up, I found a verse that has the word angel written in English, right? So I pulled it up, went interlinear with it, and now I select the exact word for angel, and it comes up as so this is what is the word for it? Hold on, just to kind of break it down for you, so you can kind of understand. So it's Strong's. So what Strong's is like it's like a, how do you say? It's a interlinear dictionary that cross-references words from other languages, so that you can basically hit that one word and then you can see what it comes up, from the Hebrew to the English, or from the Spanish to the Hebrew, and all, hell, if you want to do Hebrew to Japanese or Japanese to English, you can get the actual, what the word actually means, right? So, and this is Strong's H4397, which Strong's is like an official interlinear dictionary for this. So it says that angel, it means it's a messenger, a representative, or it's just a messenger. You understand? So that in a nutshell lets you know what an angel is. All right. As far as actually giving you the scriptures that you want to actually prove that, I don't have them myself. Today being Tuesday, I would recommend that you ask on Thursday. That's actually a pretty good question to ask General Hyman or Captain Tazariak, depending on who's teaching on Thursday. But as far as just like a quick answer as to like what an angel actually is, it's a messenger or a representative. And that's why it always said, and then an angel of the Lord had appeared. You understand? That's why it always says that in the text. So in other words, you can replace angel with the messenger of the Lord, had appeared. And then of course he gave a he let them know, hey, what's going on? You about to turn the Most High's wrath, turn the Most High into wrath, to wrath, Salakia. Or if there's a message that needs to be delivered, you switch it out with, him being a messenger. You understand? So that's pretty much what an angel is. I mean, in a nutshell, the priests and prophets of the Lord in the ISUPK, we are angels. True. Which one of you troopers can tell me why we are an angel? Oh, so like, go ahead and thought.
Because we are the messengers for the Lord.
Taza, what were you gonna say?
Because we're the sons of Jacob.
Well, we are the sons of Jacob, but you also got to remember that not everybody, not all. I see your thought. Not everybody that is a son of Jacob is, going to be a messenger. You understand? Nathab, you had something else?
Con, it also uses the word representative. So like because we follow the Lord, we're representatives of the Lord.
Now, how is it exactly that you are being a representation of the Lord?
By following his will.
You are doing the will of the Lord. Tazawar, you had something? Let me see what you can say.
Yeah, by keeping the law, statutes, and commandments.
Facts. Exactly. So with you following the law, statutes, and commandments, you are the representation of the God. You understand? And then, of course, with you, now what makes you his messenger, though? What is it exactly that you're doing that makes you his messenger? Which, all in a nutshell, brings it all the way back together that the priests and officers are Salaki, but the priests and prophets are in the IACPK under Commander General Yohana. What is it that makes, it makes it all, you put it all together, Salaki. I'm kind of all over the place. You put it all together. That's what makes us an angel. So we understand the representation part, but then what is it with the word that we're doing? Because you said, go ahead, Thousand War.
We're living the word. We're walking, breathing the word. Like, so to keep it would be like the study of the word, the study of the scriptures, to know about the law, statutes, and commandments, and then to do it actually would be the representation of the actual keeping of the word. That's a representation of keeping the word by studying it, and then by showing by example that it can be represented from scripture to actual real life.
Right. You talk it. You're giving the word. You're speaking the word out word for word. Where we just read straight out this book. word for word. So we're not only we talking it, but we're also walking it. So talking it makes us the messenger, and then walking it, makes us the representative. The representative. Give yourselves a hand. Excellent answers. Nathabalam, you had your hand raised though.
I was gonna say messengers, because we hit the highways and byways and teach people and give them the message.
Right. I mean, right. You out there pushing the word out. Okay, there we go. You out there pushing the word out just as commanded. Right, exactly. Which ultimately, what does an angel do? Like for example, how do you know that Satan is still an angel? Who can tell me that real quick?
How do we know that Satan is still an angel?
That Satan is an angel. And what I mean by that is like that he's not some fallen angel. You know what I'm saying? Like he's some angel that went rogue. You know what I'm saying? How do you know that he is an angel? Oh man, I was about to give you the answer. How do you know that he's an angel? Toss of War?
Because he still reports to the Most High.
Okay, he reports to the Most High, like you in the ballpark. Because he does the will of Yahweh. Okay, you a little bit closer, but there's just one word in specific. There's one word in specific I want y'all to use, which debunks all of Christianity. Because we all know how the Christians say what they say about Satan. Go ahead.
He does the work of the Most High?
Go ahead, Tom. He what?
That he does the work of the Most High?
You right there. The brother right here, he got it. Yashikor got it. Hold on, let me there we go.
Okay.
Obey. He obeys. He's obedient. You understand? And that's what I was saying, that like this one word lets you know that it debunks Christianity, because they try to say that he's rebellious and fell from the heavens and then started his own, he started his own little clique or whatever the hell. I mean, they Christians are stupid. All right. Salagi, I wasn't really all that into Christianity. I was actually agnostic growing up. So, we all come from different walks. All right. So back to the topic, right? Let's go ahead and drop that. Oh, you got Matthew 19:9?
Cool.
Yeah, there you go, sis. He started his own camp. Go ahead and read that for me when you got it, Baba Gashai.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 19, and verse number 9. Uh-huh. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committed adultery. And whoso marrieth her which is put away, doeth committed adultery.
It's not doeth, that's doth. But okay, now both of y'all got your officer's test, correct? Okay. Which one of y'all is gonna volunteer first to break this down? Y'all go ahead and y'all can do your paper, rock, scissors, or what you got to do to figure it out. I need at least one of you. Now, here, go ahead, Tazawar, break that down for me real quick.
Matthew 19:9.
I want you to break it down, and then Nathab, I want you to break it down in your own words. Even if he breaks it down exactly how you were gonna do it, just do it in your own words.
Okay.
So go ahead, Tazawar.
Okay. Matthew 19:9. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committed adultery, and whoso marrieth her. So to me, this is saying, that if you marry a woman, if you if you if you lay with a woman, that makes her your wife. And then if you have no other dealings with her, like if you just have like you just don't deal with her no more, and then you go get another woman, you've committed adultery. And then the woman who you initially put away, if a man was to deal with her, even though you're not, he's committing adultery. That's how I understand
Well,
it.
okay. So yeah. So first thing, don't start off with okay. So what it means to me, man, just confidently, man, just go ahead, just knock it out. All right. I already know that you're trying to break it down to the best of your ability, and that's why we're gonna do it like this, just to make sure, right? So before I say anything on that, Nathab Alam, go ahead and give me your breakdown. What does this mean?
So Christ is saying that if you put away your wife, the only reason you should be putting away your wife is if she fornicates, meaning sleeps with another man. It should be no other reason that you should be leaving your wife because you just don't like her no more. And then it says, and shall marry another committed adultery, right? Because if you put your wife away for no reason and you just go get another woman, then you're committing adultery because you had no reason to put your wife away in the first place. And whoso married her which is put away doth committed adultery. So if somebody marries your wife, they're both in adultery because that's still your wife.
Right. Right. Now let me ask you this though. Whose blood? Who pays for that consequence though? Of that of this man? Go ahead, Taza War.
So like,
You
who
muted.
pays?
You muted.
Who pays for
Yeah,
this? You say?
Who's gonna pay for all three adultery? Because there's 3 adulteries committed.
Okay.
Who
The
pays for all
husband.
3 of them?
The husband.
Which husband? Which husband?
The initial husband who had the wife and then put her away and then married another.
Right, exactly. Because you know what? He caused everybody to commit adultery. You understand what I'm saying? So when they're in the Lavender Lads and we'll just say the Christian church period, because the Lavender Lads is still a Christian church. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Where they're saying, sitting there saying, "Oh, I'm married to this bride, but she getting a little bit older. She ain't doing this. Whatever his excuse that he tries to give. But little mama over here giving me some play. When I divorce her to go get this one, you understand? He's causing a chain of events. He's causing a chain of reaction of adultery. You understand? Because of course that woman, she doesn't have. I see you in the thought. She's not given that understanding that she has to, still remain married to this man. You understand? And that's also why monogamy is so doggone. How do I want to say this? Forced monogamy is a plague. Forced monogamy is an issue. You understand what I'm saying? Because there is nothing wrong with a man only desiring one wife. I mean, hell, the greatest man to ever live and walk the earth, our King, Yahweh Shah Mashiach, or as the world ignorantly knows him as, is Jesus Christ in the English. He had no wives. You understand what I'm saying? So there's nothing wrong with a man wanting one wife, many wives, or no wives. But to force it and to also try to say that God said this, that's what the issue is. Nathab, you had something?
So say you decide to get another wife and your first wife isn't happy with that and she decides to leave you. Are you in sin for her leaving you?
I want you to read verse 9 from the top until I tell you to stay, until I say stop.
And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication.
Stop. Wait. It's like stop. Read that again.
And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except
Stop.
it be.
Stop. So it says, whosoever shall put away his wife. You understand what it means to put to put your wife away? Do y'all know what it means to put your wife away?
La.
And that was actually something I was going to wrap back around to Taza War from what from your breakdown. Nathabalam, do you know what it means to put your wife away?
To divorce her.
To divorce her. Go Taza War. Read one verse up, verse 8.
The book of Matthew, chapter 9 and verse 8. He saith unto them, Moses, because of the hardness of your hearts, suffered you to put away your wives. But from the beginning, it was not so.
You understand? So what did Moses establish that was not established from the very beginning, talking about from the time that Adam was given the law? What is it that Moses established, Taza Ward?
Putting away wives.
Putting them on a decree of divorcement. All right, to write down a decree of divorce. You understand? That was not that was not our Slack and not design. Give me a thumbs up if you ready to be brought up or not. Okay. Salaki, I seen you in there for a minute, but I wasn't sure if you was ready or not.
Hey, shalom, y'all about Shemel Shabbat Thumb.
Shalom, y'all about you.
I'm gonna try something.
So you see, it wasn't always that we had the bill of divorcement. Moses took that upon himself to create that because of, I mean, we just came out of Egypt. We was having such issues. You understand what I'm saying? So he took that upon himself to allow the decree of divorcement. You understand? So you putting your wife away is writing up a decree of divorce, saying that this woman is no longer, she was mine. She is no longer mine. She's basically free to marry again, so to speak. You understand? Which basically that's what that was. What is she saying? It means to unmarry her. Hey, Yashikar, what do you mean by unmarry her? I'm assuming you're referring to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on Mexico and the Mexican people. The COVID-19 pandemic had a considerable impact on Mexico, the country, a high number of cases and deaths. The pandemic, with widespread lockdowns, border closures, economic hardship, including job losses and food insecurity. Where in the hell did that comment come from? That answer. Did I say something? Huh?
If I may, those are some big words, and it seems like she's copying and pasting or something like that because they came in too fast.
I know. I'm kind of. Yeah, see, the sis got it right there. She came in with a whole distraction. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna have to. How you do that? There we go. Boom, solve that. Okay, so to put away, right? It does mean to put away, but I was just making sure that you understood, what unmarried was. That's all. You understand? So, but back to where we were. What is the one thing that we can get? We can easily take away from. I testify. Have these ready? But I don't even know what the hell you're talking about, man. Like, that came out of nowhere. What does Christ say in a nutshell right here, though? Dumb it down. I'm a dumb Christian. And y'all are mighty priests and prophets of the Lord. I need to approach y'all with all the answers. Go ahead, Tazawar. You're muted. There you
go. There is no divorce except for fornication. When it all sums up in a nutshell.
Well, actually, it's still not divorce. Because a divorce it's a decree. A divorce is a decree. If that woman decides to sleep with another man, that's on her. That blood is not on me. That blood is on you. That was your decision. That was some grown folk in right there, what you just did. You went about your own grown folk business, did your own grown folk thing, and put that blood on your own hands. You understand? Now she is that new man's problem. You understand? She belongs to him. Hey, you wash my hands. That's the only way that a man can get rid of a woman. You understand? So to speak. It's either she sleeps with somebody else, or she dies, or you die. So I guess you got three choices. That's it. That answers your question though, Nathal, right?
Come.
I did. Okay. And then, but what does that also say about the man though, as far as adultery, from what we've already read so far? Go ahead, Nathal.
The man shouldn't cause adultery.
Okay, you shouldn't cause adultery. Yeah, sure. But I need a whole lot more than that. That was so doggone vague. I need more than that. Remember, I'm a dumb Christian, man. I'm asking you questions because I don't know shit. A man can commit adultery in two ways. Okay. And those two ways are what? The man can commit adultery. I never said he did. He couldn't. Nobody said that he couldn't. Now I might say this wrong. Deandra, Salakia. What are those two ways that a man can commit adultery? Just making sure that y'all following everything that we've already read through. By being with another man's wife. Okay, there you go. By being with another man's wife. This is delicious. Unlawfully divorcing his wife and marrying another, or sleeping with another man's wife. Okay, so the only way that I would revise the first line that you said, unlawfully divorcing his wife and marrying another. Divorce is unlawful, period. First of all right? That was just the thing that Moses suffered for us at that time. Okay, but what it is a man throwing away his woman to cause her to marry another man. You understand? I know it sounds almost the same, but you got to understand like this, right? I have another woman, and I'm not legally married to her, right? As far as the law of the land, but I am bound to her by the the laws of the Most High, right? If I were to tell her, hey, you know what? I need, we need to cool out for some time because we having some issues, woo. And then during that time, let's say 3-4 months pass, right? Of us having that separation. But then she decides to lay with another man, either within that time or at the end of that time. Did I cause her to commit adultery? If someone's rib commits adultery before being in the truth, does he still have to leave, put his rib away? Nathabalam, I want you to look for me. Cause the what is it? Cause the land to sin. Is it cause? Here, hold on. I'll find it. Pull for me Deuteronomy chapter 24 and verse 4. We're pretty much done with Matthew anyway, so you can drop that. Pull for me Deuteronomy 24 and 4. That's an excellent question. Excellent question. Wait, are you also adulterous last, sis? Or are y'all two different people? Because my question was for Deandra. My name is pronounced Deandra. Okay. I'm just making sure. Salaki. Because it seemed like Adolphus last answered my question, but I was waiting for Deandra. I was waiting for you, sis. Salaki. But does that? Okay, I'm tracking. But does that man sin? While we wait for the sister to answer, go ahead and read for me Deuteronomy 24 and 4 for that brother real quick.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 24 and verse number 4. Her former husband, which sent her away, may not take her again to be his wife. After that, she is defiled. For that is an abundance.
What do you? Hold on. So it says, after that, she is defiled. What is making her be defiled? Can anybody tell me? Cause of war?
Stepping out of the marriage. Stepping out of the marriage.
Well, right here in this instance, she was given a bill of divorcement. Because remember what book we're reading out of? Deuteronomy, right? So at this time, Moses had, suffered to take that upon, giving us the bill of divorcement, decree of divorce. Okay, so at this time you could do that. So this man gave his wife a bill of divorce. Okay, and then it says, so he sent her away, but may not take her again to be his wife. After that, she is defiled. So what is making her be defiled if he were to take her again after giving her that divorce decree? And not just like, if you got anything to say, just, you chime in anytime you're ready. So like,
can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, come on. No, y'all good right now.
Yeah, come on.
I'm trying to add all these.
All right, for sure. Nathab?
Because she lay with another man.
Nathab? She lay with another man. Exactly. So this is literally talking about if, you put a woman away and this is with you putting her away. All right. And then she went and laid down with somebody else. And then, there was that reconciliation between you and old girl. And she, oh, baby, just take me back. Oh, baby, I don't want you back. Like we in the goddamn 90s R&B song, music video or something like that. You know what I'm saying? She is defiled, double dipping. That's a good way to put it. Tazawar, go ahead. You muted.
So is there a time frame to a man putting his wife away? Can I do 6 months and the next brother do a year and a half and another brother do 3 months? Or is it like standard, man? If you get into it with your rib, you need about 6 months, and within that time frame, you should be able to figure it out. Or is it based on the man? Like, is it based on like, I'm about to put her away for about 2 months just because, man, we've been clashing heads. She ain't getting with the program. Or like, what dictates how long you can put your rib away and for how long, and what's the max?
Okay. So first of all, it's not putting her away. Okay. It's separation. Okay. And the separation is also something that is agreed on, with both parties. So the wife and the husband agree on this. Okay.
Okay.
That we're gonna take some time apart. We need some separation. We're bumping heads. Whoop de whoop. You know what? It probably is best. I go stay with my pops. You know, you can have a house, or however, we sort it out. So then that way we can both cool off and have some time to, all right. Because the thing is, your separation, that time is not on some. It's not about you like cooling off the situation. What it is a time period for you to think about what the hell is going on and what's going wrong. And not just what she's doing wrong, but what the hell are you doing wrong? Because we can't, as men, we can't, it's not right to constantly point the finger at the woman. You understand? Now, of course, sure, we already know she's gonna have some, doggone adjustments, because even when things are going good, she's still fucking up. Women act like children. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's still important for you as a man, because there might be some small thing that you doing that is throwing her off, completely off. You know what I'm saying? So you need to, sit back and take that time. You know what? Maybe if I do this, because you know what, I kind of noticed that, I don't know, even though I like to joke around with this rib, when I'm at her house, but then when I'm over here with, my other rib, she don't like it when I joke around, even though that's like who I am. That's how I am. You know what I'm saying? You still got to think about it. Like, maybe I should just calm down a little bit when I'm with her, because obviously she can't handle that. Like, it could be something as simple as that. Like, you get what I'm saying? But the point is that the time of separation, there is no cap, there's no minimum, there's no maximum. But the point is, for the separation is so that y'all can depart and figure out what the F is going on, so that we can fix it. Because the point is at the end of the day is to bring the household back together. And of course, during that time, I highly recommend that both parties are requesting at least as much counsel as possible. Of course, Athena, get your ass in the kennel. It's like, oh damn, I lost my train of thought. Oh, both parties should be requesting as much counsel as possible. Because if you come up on something like, like I just said, oh, maybe it's because I joke around with her too much. Man, talk to a man above you and see what he think, how, see what an outside looking in perspective would say about that situation. You know what I'm saying? So then that way you're not jumping the gun. And of course, that's a very small thing, a simple example, but you get my point though, right? You know what? I'm messing up here. Let me see what somebody else says from the outside, looking in. So then that way I can correctly adjust fire, so that I can correctly adjust myself, so that things will be better in my household. Because at the end of the day, is like I said, is to keep the family together. You understand? Like, and that's exactly why Yahushua said at the end of that verse 8, he said, "But from the beginning, it was not so." It was not a thing for us to have divorce. That was not, you understand? That is not our culture to do that in the first place. Our culture is to have a solidified, strong family union. You understand? Whether the man has one wife or 1,000 wives, it doesn't matter. There is unity. You understand what I'm saying? Nathabala, I believe you had your hand up earlier. Was you good, or?
I was good.
Or was I tripping?
No, to walk. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. You kind of like froze for a second. You Tawab?
I'm Tawab.
Okay, Most High Christ. So Yashikar, actually, go ahead and read on from after that she is defiled. Read on from there. You Tawab. You Tawab.
For that is abomination before the Lord, and thou shalt not cause the land to sin, which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance.
You understand? So with you taking that woman back, you're causing the land to sin. You understand? You're causing Israel to sin. You understand? So to answer your question, hold on. Let me make sure I'm answering it correctly. Someone who commits adultery before being in the truth. So I wanted you to understand that from the scripture first. All right, that this is what, this is what the law was about us putting away a woman when we were allowed to put away a woman. Now, you talking about a woman at a time of, in a vague way, you were allowed to put women away because you said this was before you were in the truth. So if you were to take that woman back again, what I'm going to say on this, you should receive counsel because there's a reason why things didn't work out then. You understand? And you don't, just because you got yourself together and, little mama probably over there like, oh, goddamn Poppy, like, this is what I've been waiting for you to do. And you did it. Now I want you, after I got ran through. I'm not saying that's what happened to little mama, but you get what I'm saying. Women do things like that. You understand? With that in context, or, with that said, Salakia, I would receive counsel. I would ask for counsel. I would go to my camp leader and ask, okay, would this be a wise or an unwise thing for me to, to take this woman? Because if that is a desire of yours, let your desire be known, but let it also be, what's the word I want to use? How do you say? Let it be corrected with wisdom. All right, let it be corrected with wisdom. Slaki, is it true that if a woman has different seeds inside her, makes her mentally unstable? So that's actually something that I've been kind of researching myself. I've been finding a lot of mixed research reviews on it, because like there's a thing that when a woman has a child, remnants of that child remain in her body for, I think it's like 15 years or something like that, where it even floats in the, I can't remember what the space is called, but it's that floaty area where your brain is. So it's like floating around in that fluid, and that's part of the reason why women allegedly have so much of an attachment to their children. But again, that's alleged. It's not confirmed. That's still something that is very, it's still being researched. So I'll say I wouldn't necessarily teach that. Me personally, I can see that's why, women act the way that they act when they deal with multiple men. But at the end of the day, women, like, okay, this I will say, women aren't wired to be with more than one man. Okay, the way that they are wired to be, and this is why when every woman is, when every woman basically has like that first boyfriend, where that first love, they first time they have sex with them, the whole shebang, why they are so attached to that man is because that's what they're wired to do. Is that first one they that they lay with, they're wired to believe like, what, this is forever, blah, 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 blah. You understand? And I'm saying there you go. That's a good word right there. It's an imprintment. All right. They're being imprinted on that man. They're wired to be that way. You understand? So now think of it like this, though. Human beings as a whole, through adversity, we naturally adapt to protect ourselves. And your emotions and your feelings are still something you naturally protect. Human beings aren't the only things that have emotions. All right. Have you ever seen a dog die? Or it's like it. Have you ever seen a dog who had a dog friend and the dog friend died? And, the dog is like literally crying. You know what I'm saying? Like, animals have these feelings too. And they also do things to protect themselves, to protect their feelings. Okay. So it's not just, centralized on just humans. So with that being said, when a woman is constantly getting ran through different men, where that it makes it more difficult for her to imprint onto the next one. And why? It's because she's been adapting to keep herself separate from these men. You understand? That I will stand on. That, you know, that I will say is okay to teach, because that is literally a psychological thing that does happen. You understand? It's just like, you know, when somebody gets beat enough times by their father, their husband, what have you. You understand? The first time I'd be like, oh, what the hell just happened? But then after a while, you damn near make excuses as to why this is okay. Well, when you flip that over to a woman sleeping with multiple men, it's, you know, they make an excuse why this is okay. Well, you know, they like to just have sex, so why can't I? Why can't I just do the do? Because nobody wants to stay with me anyways. You get what I'm saying? Like, does that answer your question? And of course, naturally, when a woman can't find stability, you know, that affects her mentality in itself. You understand? And that's why they're mentally unstable. You understand? Because they've been, you know, you got to think, man. In our generation, I'm assuming you're, you know, probably a couple years younger than me, if not the same age. You know what I'm saying? In our day, and you know, we was growing up where, you know, girls, like, they was losing they virginity, you know, 14, 15, 13. I've heard some girls, you know, 12. You know what I'm saying? You know, not even a teenager yet. And so think about, you know, these are crucial years of, you know, like the sister said, which is a perfect word, of them being imprinted onto the world, understanding the world. And if the first thing that you start doing, you know, for a woman and you know, a girl who is growing into a woman at that, they're starting the beginning standard with just giving their box away, when a man, you know, we naturally are wired to create a stable how would you say, a stable place for that imprinted woman to have stability. Well, we built something up where, you know what, this is yours. I made this for you. I made this for us. Woo woo. You understand? Boom. And she can rock with just that area. You understand? But you talk about these little girls who are, you know, who start, you know, getting themselves imprinted from, you know, 12 years old, 13 years old. And we're not even talking about the ones who are being molested by, you know, by older men, like their uncles and their daddies and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's where that mental instability comes from. All right. So you said that did answer your question. Does anybody else have any questions? Or not? Did you have anything that you wanted to add?
Not right now. I'm having some issues with the volume on Hollywood Israelites, so I'm gonna let you rock out until I can get this fixed up. I don't think they can hear me.
Okay, yeah. Just let me know when you're ready to get in it then.
Okay, come on.
All right. Okay, so boom, and then we was at Matthew 19. Let's drop that. Let's go to the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 9 and verse 9. And then, of course, if there's anybody else that has any more questions, man, hey, this is what makes a class, you know, good, is when y'all participate, y'all get involved with a class with, you know, answering, you know, asking questions and then also answering the questions. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and read that when you got it, Baba Gashah.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 9 and verse number 9. Sit not at all with another man's wife, nor sit
not at all with another man's wife. You understand? So this is the book of Ecclesiasticus. The book of Ecclesiasticus is another book of, you know, of King Solomon. And you know that anything that King Solomon has to say, man, he's trying to lace you up with some wisdom. He's gonna lace you up with some game. You know what I'm saying? So just off the top with that first line, sit not at all with another man's wife. Man, take heed to these words. You understand? Take heed to this. All right. Go ahead and read on.
Nor sit down with her in thine arms, and spend
Now, go ahead. Keep reading.
and spend not thy money with her at the wine, lest thine heart incline unto her, and so through thy desire thou shalt fall into destruction.
Sloggy, man. My son thought he was on camera. All right. So now let's break this down line by line, right? Sit not at all with another man's wife. We already cleared that out. Nor sit down with her in thine arms. I mean, no, you're right, sis. He does want to. Like, you should see the both of them when they sit in front of me while I teach. They be mimicking my hands and stuff like that. It's hilarious. But Slaki. And spend that's plain and simple. Nor sit down with her in thine arms, man. Don't ever, take another man's woman into your arms. You get what I'm saying? Plain, everybody understand that. And spend not thy money with her at the wine. What's that saying, True?
Meaning, don't spend your money trying to drink with her.
Hey, don't be buying my wife no drinks, man. Just like I shouldn't be buying. It's like I didn't mean it like that. Don't be buying another man's woman no drinks, man. That almost sounded like I was, that was my opportunity to check you and like go to you and you alone. But now I'm doing it in class, just throwing you under the bus. I'm just messing with you, man. I know you would never do that. I know you might come over here and eat my food, but I don't think you'd ever buy my wife a drink, though.
Damn.
I was just messing with you. But you understand, simple as that, man. Don't be over there trying to, buy drinks for another man's woman either, right? Lest thine heart incline unto her, and so through thy desire thou shalt fall into destruction. Because you know what? If you start to do these things, hey, shalom, Lord of Christ, Trooper Lacom, it's good to see you in the class. But when you start to do these things, it's gonna cause your heart to desire this woman. You understand? Because what are you doing at the end of the day? It starts off with the fact that it says, sit not at all with another man's wife. If you are sitting with a woman, this is a single woman. It's a single woman, right? If you're sitting down with a woman, chances are, what are you trying to sit with her for?
To talk to her, get to know her.
You trying to talk to your mama. You going out of your way to go talk to her. Okay. Nor sit down with her in thine arms. So now this same woman, if you taking the time, come here, baby. Let me hold you. I got a shoulder for you to cry on. You know what I'm saying? Like, go ahead, put my hand here. Put your head on my shoulder. You know what I'm saying? For what reason would you be doing that for? Come on, man. I know y'all got it.
You said, what's the reason why you should be doing that?
Yeah, what's the reason why a man would be taking a woman into his arms like that?
Because he trying to make her, comfort her.
Right. You trying to get her to be comfortable with you, to like you, right? And spend not thy money with her at the wine. Now we're at the point. So not only did I go out of my way to seek you out, seek this broad out, I'm like, man, I'm trying to set you up so that you comfortable to be comfortable in my arms. But now it's also, man, I'm pulling up to talk to you, I'm pulling up to make you comfortable, but to even make you more comfortable. Hey, little mama, I got this Stella Rose Black. You know what I'm saying? You told me that you like a little bit of wine, so I got you a little wine. You know what I mean? What are you doing that for? The hell you doing that? What the hell you about? You get what I'm saying? God. What are you doing it for? You trying to get her loose for that goose. You understand? Like, listen, you're doing all these things for a specific reason in the first place. That's why it says, lest thine heart incline unto her. So not only are you giving her, not only are you setting this woman to start to think a certain way, You understand? You're basically honing your thoughts into a specific direction, to a certain desire, because it is not a brotherly thing to go out of your way to comfort another man's woman, to go out of your way to buy wine for another man's woman. If you're doing that, we know why you're doing it. God damn it! And quite frankly, we have a zero tolerance policy. And it sounds Christian as hell saying it like that, but it is what it is. Like we don't tolerate that nonsense here in the ISUPK. You understand? We do not. I mean, pull for me real quick where it says there shall not be adulterers in the kingdom of heaven. Pull for me that Baba Kashah. Right, facts. On your KC and ooh, I missed that reference. I ain't gonna front. Don't take my nigga card though. I'm defensive about that. There's just a lot of things I haven't heard before.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 6, and verse number 9. Know ye not that the unrighteous should inherit the kingdom of God? Be not
the
deceived.
Unrighteous, right? It starts off with just the unrighteous. So now it's giving you a whole umbrella of what falls underneath the unrighteous. Go ahead.
Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate.
See, right there. You can stop right there. Because for the topic of this class, you understand, if you're an adulterer, you're not going into the kingdom of heaven. You understand? Now, bonus question real quick though, because I'm not 100% sure we're gonna get exactly to where I want to get to tonight, but I do want this to be said in class tonight. Who can tell me what is another way to be an adulterer aside from sleeping with aside from a woman sleeping with another man's aside from a woman sleeping with another man, and then also a man sleeping with another another man's woman? Sleeping with a harlot, that would be a fornicator. So there's a difference between, so from what he just read, right, in 1 Corinthians, there's a reason why there was a distinguishment between an adulterer and also a fornicator. Okay, boom, sister hit it right there. That's the answer I want. So there's a difference between being a fornicator and an adulterer. And of course, we all do understand that sex is marriage, all right? But who can tell me what a male fornicator is? Or I mean, it's still the same with a woman, but what is a fornicator? Well, yeah, just boom, simple as that. What's a fornicator?
Fornicator is just you having sex and just having sex and just having sex, and it's not your wife.
Okay, you're right. Dude, I'm a dumbass Christian, man. Make it dumb. Make it simple. So you're saying keep on having sex, keep having sex. Okay, well, that almost sounds like marriage to me. I mean, hell, I keep on having sex and keep on having sex and keep on having sex with my wives. So what, am I a fornicator?
No, this is you just sleeping with women, and you don't plan to marry them.
Okay, you're a whole lot closer, but make it like dumb, dude. Like I'm saying like dumb, like what's his name off of the Goonies? Hey you guys, I can't remember his name right now. Like if you was trying to explain it to him, if you was trying to explain it to Forrest Gump, how would you explain to Forrest Gump what a fornicator is? Forrest Gump dumb, but he ain't like Simple Jack. Simple Jack over there wearing other people's dentures and shit just to play a character.
I got the answer, but can't nobody hear me.
You said what?
I said I got the answer, but can't nobody hear me. My
I
audio
can hear
messed
you
up.
now. Hold on, let me get the trooper a second real quick.
Abayala says whoremonger.
All of y'all are right in the comments. Those are your wives. Those are you made a cover. Okay. Y'all right, but y'all like right there. I just need y'all. I want y'all to simplify it. You ain't got it in thought. All right, go ahead.
What is a fornicator?
Mm-hmm.
Anyone who does unlawful sex.
I get that. I just wanted it simpler than that. And what the answer that I'm looking for, just for the sake of time, is somebody who has sex for the sake of pleasure. And somebody said it, they said something of the system. Unlawful sex, incest, bestiality, homo, rape, etc. All of those things. Because you got to understand, if you're having sex with animals, you really think that animal enjoying your little fucking your little peckerwood? Like, I'll tell you something, man. This is a funny ass thing. So my wife, my rib, we just moved out here to Prump, so she started working at this nail salon. She just got all her license and all that for start all that, right? So of course, these white women out here love to gossip, and they had a UPS dude come in, and when he walked in, everybody got quiet looking at him. And my rib, she's like, yeah, I'm just looking, like I'm looking around, like what the hell just happened? Like atmosphere completely changed. Then he left, and then everybody's like, wait, you don't know who he is? Now, mind you, it's a small town out here, so everybody knows everybody, right? And she's like, no, we just moved out here in February with Woo. And so, the lady's like, no, like he likes to have, he likes to fornicate with horses. All right, so my point with that is, what the hell do you think your little peckerwood pecker is going to do to give, a horse pleasure? Obviously, it's all about you. You understand? It's the same thing with homosexuality. It's the same thing with rape. It's all about you. It is about you doing this only with, for no, for only pleasure, and also no consequences that come out of it. You understand? But to put it plainly, it's it's sex for pleasure. That's what I wanted. Because of course we can go into all right. So what is unlawful sex? Then you gotta name all these other things as well. But when you just talk about simply putting it as sex for pleasure, that lets you know that like, okay, well if I'm only trying to get old little mama at the bar, for the sake of pleasure, then I'm about to be a fornicator. Like, does that make sense to everybody? So of course, like, I'm not saying y'all was wrong. I just more specifically wanted, sex specifically for a pleasure sex, I guess you call it, right? Having sex with the heathen, that counts. That makes you, yeah. Let's see. Corn starters will be considered fornication, for an example, right? I mean, yeah. Some of them are adulterers too, because you got to remember, like, some of them are married doing that crap. Like actual relationships, I meant to say. And you see how confusing that makes it, though, when nobody regards sex as what it actually is, it being marriage. You know what I mean? They are erotic zoos in Germany. Many countries, it's legal for these things. That's crazy. I didn't know that. I've never been to Germany. I do know that the reason why we have gonorrhea is because at the time of the pilgrims coming over from like the Mayflower and stuff like that, they were having sex with the sheep, and that's where gonorrhea came from. So, if you never mind, I'm not gonna say that. All right, back on topic. So the sister said spiritual adultery, idolatry. right? So that is an alternative way of you committing adultery. The Most High does speak about it on how he refers to the nation of Israel being being an adulteress because he called himself a husband and us, Israel, his bride. You understand? And we committed adultery on him by worshiping these other gods. You understand? And of course, like somebody, and one thing that you should always pay attention to is somebody who is like, they talk about, oh yeah, I'm spiritual. I mess with them tarot cards. I mess with the zodiac. I mess with Chinese nonsense and the Hindu. Somebody who doesn't, who's never like really, firmly planted their feet into a faith or into just anything. Of course, anything outside of the ISUPK, like you bullshitting, you believe in nonsense, plain and simple, just like that. But be especially wary to those that, they don't have their feet planted into anything, because right there, that is a huge red flag letting you know that, hey, and quite frankly, Salakia sisters, is, usually it's y'all. It usually be the females because y'all love them stones, which I always find funny. Like y'all like them rocks, but then y'all make fun of boys for like the collecting rocks, which I always thought that was funny. But anyways, neither here nor there. Y'all like to charge your moon rocks and stuff like that, but yet, it's like y'all be the main ones, charging moon rocks and playing with cards, like you like to play Uno. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all the main ones that mess around with that stuff. And I'm letting y'all brothers know, like, man, if a woman likes to play with all that, like, huge red flag, stay away from that, right? Slacky. So having sex for pleasure with your rib is a sin or fornication? Okay, so this is the thing. All right, so understand where you are is that we are in the Israelite school of universal practical knowledge. Okay, so you got to be practical about this, man. All right, you got to be practical with your questions, because of course show me in the Bible where it's ever been written that you are only allowed to have sex with your wife, or a woman can only have sex with her husband X amount of times in whatever time frame. That sounds ridiculous, don't it? Or even the only times that you should have sex with your wife. Nathabalan, pull for me real quick. The bed is through marriage, the bed is undefiled.
It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 13, and verse number 4.
Man, that sounds like you already have that ready to go. Go ahead, man.
Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled. But whoremongers and adulterers, God will judge.
You understand? So listen, man. If your wife got the stamina, if she can keep up with you, let me just say that. If she can keep up with you, or you can keep up with her. Because sometimes, man, let's be real, man. Them sisters out there, man, they horny, man. It's lucky. It is what it is. They likes to get down, and that's cool. But when it's under, when it's lawful, man, y'all have sex as much as y'all like. You're not doing anything wrong as long as you are doing what you're supposed to. You understand? Your sex is with your wife. Her sex is with her husband. All right. Then there's you really can't go left. You really can't, go wrong with that. You understand? Arabs only have sex with their wives to procreate. Other than that, a lot of them, like men and little boys. That's very true. That is very true. That's also a culture that that I've read about heavily from the Greeks and the Romans, where they only procreated with women. They only had wives for the sake of procreation, but their lovers were men. Be fruitful and multiply. Exactly. That is our culture. You understand? And quite frankly, and just because your wife is pregnant, so like that's the thing. Ask yourself this: just because my wife is now she's pregnant, now you have to stop having sex with her for those entire 9 months. Then if you have a boy, that's 40 days. So that's, give or take 9 months plus another 40 days that you're not allowed to touch her while you're overdoing nah, man. You be practical about that. She's not even unclean until after she has the child. You understand? Which lets you know that entire time of pregnancy, listen, she gonna be asking for it, man. I'm trying to tell you, she gonna be asking for it. And with you being a mighty man in the ISCPK, man, these women they desire a strong man. So just be ready. All right. So enough on that. Do we have any other questions? No. Okay. Everybody knows what they talking about, what they reading. We all good. Drop that. Let's go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse 32. Hey, not Desire. At any time that you want to hop in, man, or were you still trying to get your stuff squared away?
Well, I mean, I'm sharing the screen on Hollywood Israelites right now. So when the studio was made, Hollywood Israelites wasn't in it. So I'm just sharing the screen. But because I'm running 2 StreamYards at the same time, the audio is not working.
So, okay, where is it? At the top right, can't you see the button? It should be like a blue button that says stream my service or something like that. It should be able to put it all on the one with that. You know you see what I'm talking about? That's what I was trying to text you about.
Stream my service?
Yeah, it's a blue button that said, right where it normally tells you where all your streams are at. There should be a blue button that says stream my services. You can click that and then this will be included.
Do you see it? Nah, it's not on here.
It should be on that bar where it says end stream, and then to the left of it, it'll show you, normally where all your streaming to.
Oh, I will have to end the stream.
You shouldn't have to. It didn't make me end the stream when I did it.
I'm at the bar where it says end stream, but I don't see any other options other than what's on there.
Try and hit that private tab, and then see if it comes up then, because I know it starts me off in private.
Private. I don't see private at all. Oh, okay. Private chat. Private chat?
Oh, it shouldn't be private chat. Because I ain't gonna front. It even looks different on here when I'm hosting it versus when you host it. So what? There was something that you wanted to screen share? Is that what it was?
No, I'm screen sharing right now, but my audio is not working because I got 2 running at the same time.
Oh, okay. So you also what they won't be able to hear you then?
Yeah, God, ain't gonna be able to hear me.
Ah, damn.
Probably if I end one early, so I'll probably end Hollywood early, so I can put some input in.
Okay. Well. All right. Well, then I'll read this and then I'll see where you're at with it. Then. You got that for me, True? Proverbs 6 and 32.
Okay. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse number 32. But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul.
Read on.
33. A wound and dishonor shall he get, and his reproach shall not be wiped away.
Read on. Read to the end of the chapter.
For jealousy is the rage of a man. Therefore, he will not spare in the day of vengeance. He will not spare in the day of vengeance. He will not regard any ransom, neither will he rest content, though thou givest many gifts.
Break that down for me. What did we just read right there? So first of all, it says, but whoso committed adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. Why is it that he lacks understanding if a man commits adultery, you understand, he sleeps with another man's woman? Why does that mean that he lacks understanding?
Because he doesn't understand the punishment that comes with it.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna take that answer. And what is that punishment though? And who is that punishment executed through?
The Lord is giving the punishment, and it's to the one that committed the adultery.
Okay, I want you to read 34 again.
For jealousy is the rage of a man.
Jealousy is the rage of a man. Now, this, because I don't want to put it on you, saying, a man sleeps with another man's woman. Okay, I'll put it on myself just to make this simple. If a man were to sleep with my woman, you think I would be jealous?
I hope not.
God damn. I mean, it wasn't like a trick question. Like shit. I feel a little, hey, my heart gone, but it's not obliterated, god damn it. I'm still a person. The point is, go ahead.
I think because me personally, I wouldn't be jealous. Like, that's on her.
Okay. But don't think, like, I'm not saying like jealous on some like, oh, I'm gonna stalk her. Like, is she in love with this man? Like, what is the whole, to what extent is she dealing with him? What I'm saying as far as jealousy is like, bitch, I bought this whole shit for you. Bitch, I did all this shit for you. And yet this is how you repay me? You give yourself up to somebody else? Because and you want to know why that's the way I think? Who teaches us to think like that in the first place? Who has shown us that he is that same exact way in the first place? Anybody at all want to take a stab at it?
That goes back to spiritual fornication.
Yeah.
Us, how we cheat on the Most High, so how he deals with us.
And what kind of God is the Most High God?
He's a man of war.
Okay, he's a man of war. But what kind of God is he as well? What is another word that he describes himself with? Make sure that you stay focused on what we're reading. Go ahead.
A jealous God.
He is a jealous God. That doesn't mean that the Most High God is like, oh, hey, Gabriel, go check up on the Tabalam, because I think that he's not praying to me. Make sure he's praying to me. Like, we're not talking about that weirdo jealousy shit. It's no, motherfucker, I did all this shit for you, and the way that you gonna repay me is by serving some stupid ass thing that you created with your hands, some golden ox that you created with your hands. Some, you know what I'm saying? You gonna go and worship some African booty scratching, Nubian queen that calls herself a queen, but all she does is get abortions. You understand? That's who you're gonna go and worship. That's that type of jealousy as a husband that I have. Bitch, I did all this for you, and the way that you pay me is by giving yourself up to another man? Like, this man is gonna defend you like I defended you? This man will die and kill for you like I will die and kill for you? And this is how you repay? You know what? Hey. Now, of course, how you handle it, that's different. That's different. That goes to what you say. Like, you know what? Hey, this just on you, man. Lord be with your mother. Stank ass. That's on you. God damn it. Get the hell out of my goddamn house. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
That's different. That's different. But being jealous is like, hold on. You trying to give the things that are due to me because of the things that I do for you. You gave it to somebody else. That's where the jealousy is. You understand? That's where the jealousy comes from. So, where were we? So, but whoso committed adultery with the understanding. So yeah. So to your point, to the answer to that, like, yeah, he doesn't understand, the consequences of his actions. He just thinks, hey, you know what? We're just all mammals and animals, and we're supposed to just be bumping pissers, and that's all. It's just all supposed to be fun and games. You understand? Clearly, you lack understanding. You understand? You need to be medically examined, because, quite frankly, thinking like that is going to get you killed, right? He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. I mean, it's simple as that. You setting yourself up for destruction, because, I mean, let's be real. Somebody that is an adulterer, they'll get labeled. Until he gets killed, he will get labeled, and people will know. And then, he can't be trusted around other people's women, the whole shebang, and it messes up the whole game. Unless, even though that, I even think that the most wickedest of people within Israel, at least, the most wickedest of Israelites, they still feel bad inside for the things that they do. Their conscience might be, is damn near all but gone. You understand? But there's still that little bit where they just like, damn, I wish I could take that back. But they just rock it out. It is what it is. And I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, because, I mean, who the hell is gonna stop me? And this is the life that I know. You get what I'm saying? But that in itself, man, that's a terrible soul to have. That's a terrible spirit to have in the first place. You understand? Especially consider the fact that you damn near have to look over your shoulder and make sure that ain't nobody ever catfishing you to set you up in a trap to get your ass, right? A wound and dishonor shall he get. What's that mean? A wound and dishonor shall he get. That is insane.
That's wild.
We're not even letting that. That's been on here too long already.
What happened?
That username said, I'm not, man, listen. I don't even want to repeat it, to be honest. I'll text it to you.
Okay, go on.
That was insane. Our dude's username was think about the first 3 words of the sloop is a child molester. That was their username. And then the comment was something along the lines of, y'all will be swinging on trees in the kingdom. That's insane.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
Yes.
I might be to Wob right now. Let me see if I did something.
Okay. But Nathabalan, so a wound and dishonor shall he get. What is that wound and dishonor?
His reputation.
Okay, yeah. I kind of already said it. I was hoping that you didn't catch that, but you did. So, hey, give yourself a hand. Most High Christ. You know what? I'm a little bit proud. That's a proud, big brother moment for me, because now I know, you catching on to the game, man. Where I test you and test you and test you. Now you got me on there one. Now, Most High Christ, right? And his reproach shall not be wiped away. What does that mean? Slocky. What is reproach?
Reproach. I've said it plenty of times.
It sounds like there's something in particular that you should do.
All right, I'm up in here.
You Tawab now?
Yep, that's straight.
All right, Most High in Christ. So the sister shed shame. So reproach is shame. It deals with shame. I'll say that. Tell you what, sis. You can always do what the trooper is doing as well. Use that doggone Google machine. Find out what reproach means. Did you find it in the thought?
I have taunt, scorn, disgrace.
So yeah, disgrace. So disgrace. So and his disgrace shall not be wiped away. So like I said earlier, you understand? And also what you said as well. His reputation, his bad reputation, it won't be wiped away, right? For jealousy is the rage of a man. Therefore, he will not spare in the day of vengeance. Now, this is where I want you to break it down. For jealousy is the rage of a man. So when a man is jealous, it's rage that proceeds forth, right? Mm-hmm. Therefore, he will not spare in the day of vengeance. Okay? I gave you that one, just for time's sake. All right. So in the day of a man's rage, he's not going to spare anything in that day. When it's time to, it's time to collect. It's time to, goddamn it, sate my vengeance, right? Verse 35, he will not regard any ransom, neither will he rest content, though thou givest many gifts. Now, explain that one to me.
He don't want anything from you, and he not gonna forget about what you did.
Exactly. There's nothing that you can give him. There's nothing that you can do, because hell, you took one of the most important things from me. You took my doggone woman. You took something that this was a prized possession, and you took it upon yourself to defile her. You understand? And according to the law, I can't even take her back if I had wanted to. And of course, listen. In this instance, unless a woman was essayed, you understand? She's 100% at fault too. She gave it up, which makes it even more frustrating. You know what I'm saying? So we'll go ahead and drop that. You said that you was good to go. Did you want to hop in?
Yeah. Go ahead. You got anything else on it, or are you about to wrap it up?
I had a whole chapter, but I'm not gonna read that whole chapter. So yeah, I was pretty much gonna wrap it up.
Okay. Well, shoot. Yeah, I got that audio working too late.
You know what I'm saying? You want to do a part 2 next week then, and just go ahead and clip this, or what you want to do?
Yeah, I wanted to get into the effects of what adultery can do. You know what I'm saying? The damages it can do to a household, to a person's self-esteem. You know what I mean? The things of which, like, getting the understanding first of what adultery is probably a great part one. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
I was
then
gonna say that was a good thing. I set the foundation then, and then
right.
next week we can follow up. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. So yeah, maybe next week we can get into the effects of adultery and how, because you know what I mean, the way that it's presented in these days, like through music and television, and it's like always the man trying to be with another man's woman, or you know what I mean, a woman
Right.
just being with, like you get like shows like Sisters and all them Tyler Perry movies and stuff like that. Women just hopping from man to man to man to man. So yeah, that'll definitely set a good foundation for the next topic, but staying on course with the same, you know what I mean, agenda.
Right. Okay. Then yeah, and we'll just set up for part 2 then. What is
Okay, kind of.
adultery? You know, part 2 next week then. All right.
All right.
Well then, well shit. Hey, the water for joining us, Officer Not Desired, Trooper
Yes,
Nathan
sir.
Alam. You know what I'm saying? All the rest of you brothers and sisters, all y'all, give yourselves a hand, man. It's a big major step. Whether it's your first class or one class of many, the fact that you're still in these classes is a big deal. You understand? And you should always hold that into high regards, because you could be doing anything else. You understand? Like, for example, committing adultery. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, go ahead. My bad.
So like, I was just I wanted to answer a sister's question. You can't see it because it's on the Hollywood chat, but sister had a question saying, if a woman is SA or assaulted in a physical manner, if I can say it without getting flagged for it, you know what I mean? If a woman is assaulted or forced, she's asking if she is at fault as well. And
do you want to take that question, or do you want me to take it?
I mean, if you got the precept right now, I'm gonna get my note, and then.
Oh yeah, I was just about to pull up the precept myself.
It is Deuteronomy 22 and verse 25.
It's 25. Okay. Or you want me to take it, or
Yeah, either. I mean, yeah. I can read it. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 25. It says, "But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her and lie with her, then the man only that lay with her shall die." So this is. You want to explain?
Yeah. So what you got to, so this is literally talking about that example where a man forces himself, SA's a woman. You understand? Right. And if you read verse, but this is in a situation where a woman is being forced. You understand? Now, you got to understand what that means with being forced. Okay? That means if you have the opportunity to bite, claw, scratch, punch, kick, goddamn it, you fought, screamed, yelled, did whatever the hell you could to keep that from happening. You understand? Then verse 25, verse 25 does include you. Okay? Now, let's read verse 26 real quick, and then we're going to revisit 25. Read verse 26, Baba Kashad.
Verse 26, but unto the damsel.
Oh, wait, no. Wait, that's not. Oh, no, that's not it. I think it's actually found somewhere else. But okay.
There is more than on 26 though. For the precept we talking about, there's more on 26. Okay. I'm just gonna read through it real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
But unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death. For as when a man riseth against his neighbor and slayeth him, even so is this matter.
Okay. Read verse 27.
For he found her in the field, and the betrothed damsel cried, and there was none to save her.
So these 3 verses let you know that like this is what you have to do. You have to fight, you have to cry, you have to scratch, claw, the whole shebang. You have to protect, you have to protect yourself. You understand? Not just lie there and just let it happen and try to zone out or whatever, because you know what? No, then you let it happen, then you wanted it. You understand? Now, I also do want to say this, okay? This does not, because I know this does apply to some, a lot of women, sadly enough, way, way more than there should be, especially with this last part where, that wasn't really an option, a known thing to do when, you're a child. You understand? And if those 2 things apply to your situation, then the answer to your question is, sis, no, you are not at fault. You are not at fault. In fact, what you need to do is first things first is get as much, seek out your camp leader and receive counsel on that. You understand? That is, that is not something to be taken lightly. All right. And quite frankly, that's why a lot of our women are the way that they are today, is because of the fact that they've been SA'd at a very young age, or just even in general being SA'd, and they never got counsel to heal and repair that damage that, had been inflicted on them. You understand? That having your innocence stripped from you is that is not a light offense. That is not, that is a very, very serious thing. And that's part of the reason why America is such a terrible, the kingdom of Esau is such a terrible, horrible place, because there's SA on the 4 corners of the earth. And yet, here in America, you might get 4 to 8 years for it. In fact, you're able to go to certain countries in Europe, such as I believe it was Greece. That's where Tom Hanks ran to when the whole he had an SA trial case come up against him, and he went to Greece because in Greece they'll try you as a someone with a mental impairment. So instead of going to prison, you'll go to a psych ward, or get medicated and treated like a person instead of the disgusting criminal that you are. You get what I'm saying? So, but I say that all to say, in the ISUPK, we've established a safe space for those that have gone through those atrocities, so that they have a real opportunity, a real fighting chance to heal and overcome, said things. So like, did she have anything? She have more on that? Did she say anything on that? Or did you have anything that you wanted to add to Salaki? Not is that?
Oh no, I was gonna pretty much expound on the same thing. If her hands are guilt-free when it comes to being forced on, you know what I'm saying? Like, if a man forces himself on a woman, then she is not committing any sin. You know what I mean? She's not sinning. She's in a position where she's being, that's why it says, like, it's no different than, like, murdering somebody. Like, nobody's sitting over there asking you to murder them. You know what I mean? The wrong has been done to them. You know what I mean? So the same thing with the woman. She is, if she is not consenting to the situation and the person is not, you know what I mean? The person is doing what they're doing on their own behalf, the sin is on them. It's not on the woman. You know what I mean? So yeah, she walks away guilt free. And the thing with the crying in the field, like, yeah, you want to plead for help. You know what I mean? You don't want to just, you know what I mean, lay back and just accept your fate. Like, you want to plead for help because those are the chances of somebody being able to help you. If you plead for help, and I don't even want to be too picture, how can I say, visual with it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, say your mouth's being held down or anything like that, and no one can hear you. It's not your fault because you're not consenting to the situation. It's an unfortunate situation with an animalistic person who's trying to take advantage of the weak. You know what I mean? So there is no sin on the woman's behalf for that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That is strictly, and I mean, yeah, it's absolutely a crime that is punishable upon death. You know what I'm saying? Which is rightfully so. You know what I mean? Which is why I stated it in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? But that's pretty much all I had on it.
Oh yeah, facts. No, yeah. So I'm assuming that the sister had nothing else to respond with.
Nah, she got it.
Okay, Most High Christ. So, like we said, so today was just, the foundation, setting up what adultery is, just for us to get, a little idea of what adultery is for those who may not understand, and a refresher for those who do understand, right? So next week we'll do a part 2 where we'll teach about the effects of adultery, and we'll do. We'll go into it where it's the effects of adultery for, those that are married to one another, and hell, even the effects that, that trickles down to the children. Because of course the children, they're affected by it as well. And I think personally, they get affected by it the most. You know what I'm saying? So that'll be the OBJ for next week's class. Not as you got anything else out?
Tune in next week. Let's get this part 2 going.
I'm sorry, Christ. Natabalam, you got anything?
The scripture is Deuteronomy, what is it? 22 and verse 25 through 27 or 28. Yeah, through 27.
Oh, it's like.
No, you good.
Did you have anything else, Natabalam, that you want to add in, ask, etc.? You muted.
La, sir.
Oh, okay. Come, Most High Christ. Well, then, with that, Shalom Yahweh Shem Yahweh Barakathum to you brothers. Shalom Yahweh Shamar Ilathah Shem Yahweh to you sisters. And with that, class dismissed.
Yes.